I'm gonna hit record. Okay. All right, Jenna. Why don't you start and talk a little bit about why you got involved with 7 Cups of Tea and NMD United, and I have it recording, so hopefully if there's people that have missed part of the session, they can kind of catch up.
Yeah, for sure. So in December, I graduated with my master's degree from UT in Austin, and I officially now have my master's of social work, and my goal is to become a therapist and to provide counseling for, of course, all types of individuals, but specifically provide counseling for those with disabilities. And so when Emily approached me about the counseling program that she was interested in starting for NMD United, I was really excited to just jump on board and see what type of services we could provide to members. And she showed me this really awesome counseling website that's online, and it's free use, free training. And so I guess that's how I got started. That's kind of where things took place, and she asked me to jump on board and just kind of get people trained to become listeners, which is pretty much just counselors, and just start advertising and get people familiar with this website and just see if people connect to it, see how good it works with our population, and to see if it's beneficial or if we need to take a different avenue or try some other type of therapeutic process. And so really, that's how I got started. And it's kind of just a playing game to see how it works and see if people respond well to it or not. So.
Hi, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Hi. So Jenna, I know we didn't really talk about this, but before you start your presentation on like some of the things, would you mind if I kind of demonstrated what it looks like?
No, definitely not. Please.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna share my screen. So if you could unshare your screen, I'll share mine.
Let's see.
At the very top, you're just gonna hit
remove control.
No, at the very top, it just says like there's like a red, like above.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Hi. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen now, and I'm gonna kind of show you what it looks like. The only problem is I don't want to get into a long session with anyone. But I'm gonna try to like kind of give you an idea of what it looks like so you can see. I didn't do my training until late. I did my training this weekend, and it was kind of addictive because it's a really neat thing. It's really neat. So let me just kind of show you, and we'll go through it. So, all right, here I am. So I'm going in, and then you go to log in, and I hope I don't, all right, so you log in, Can you guys see this? Yeah? Okay. What's my password? What's a guess? Yes. Okay. So they come up with these constant encouraging things to get you to like, you know, they'll come through and they'll be like, here we are and thank you for being here. Will you help someone? And so if I say yes right now, I'll end up talking to somebody. And I don't know if I want to do that right now because it's really obnoxious to do it in front of everybody, and it's actually breaking confidentiality. So probably will not do that.
Yeah, probably shouldn't.
Huh?
Yeah, you probably shouldn't start.
Well, although if you think about it, it's not really that confidential. Because, I mean, breaking confidentiality is because people sign in with weird names. You'll never know who they are. Like, there's no way. They can find you, but they can find you, but you can't find, you can't find anyone. So for instance, if someone from Living with MD got online, if they knew who I was, if they went to my public profile, they could talk to me. And these are my categories of areas where I can help. So anxiety, breakups, bullying, depression, disability support, family stress managing. These are the things I could probably talk about, or not talk about, but listen and kind of show empathy towards. They would see my picture, and then I guess you could send them an offline message, and they can talk to me, and then I can respond to them. And then when I get online, I have a dashboard, and in my dashboard, I have people that I've spoken to, and at the top there's like this thing called the novice. I don't know. Can you see me pointing to it? And it tells me how many cheers I have till the next level. So every time you say something that they like you to say, or you do something right, it kind of like the site like encourages you, and they tell you like, here's some ways that you can listen better and talk better. And it's kind of good because but the only thing I don't like about it is there's really like, if you have no real control over when you end a conversation with someone. So someone could be chatting with you forever and you have to go, but you don't want to be like a dick and say like, I'm sorry, I can't talk to you anymore. I know you're in the middle of this like suicidal crisis, but I've really got to go to the bathroom. And so I found myself getting kind of stuck with like how to sum up conversations. There's not really like a time limit, but I think I'm going to set time limits with people. Like, I just want you to know before we start our conversation that I'm going to have to go in about 20 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, that's a great idea, actually.
So like here, this is a guy that I talked to. This is a guy that I chatted with. And so you type here and then he'll respond. And then here, I said, thank you. I hope it gets easier. If you still need to process your feelings, I encourage you to chat with others on 7 Cups of Tea. We're here as a safe space. So like I'll say, and then as you go through, it kind of gives you like coaching. And then you can click for advice or referral information. So like if somebody's getting suicidal, you can refer them to like suicide hotline or something like that up here. And then they kind of break you through and they show you like what you need to do to become like you get badges for being a certain type of listener, and you get certifications for finishing training. So it's kind of cool. And they have all different types of training. So right now I finished the active listening training, but I can do practice chat refresher, acceptance and commitment therapy, alcohol and drug abuse, anxiety, bullying advice. So all of these are trainings that you can go through to learn how to deal with certain things. So
sorry, not to interrupt. I actually think that the training courses, I've done a few extra ones, and from my therapeutic background, they're actually extremely helpful, and they're very direct in like telling you how to act, so it lost you through everything, like the training does. So Emily mentioned that, like, you might have someone that's experiencing a suicidal thought or something, and that sounds really scary. But the training that you go through on the website will walk you through how to handle all of those types of issues.
And like they've talked to you, right, Jenna, about possibly doing like a disability training or something?
Yes.
So, I mean, so one of these trainings eventually might be written by Jenna when she gets, I mean, they'll probably, I bet they should jump on that, by the way. That would be great. That'd be really great for your resume.
For sure.
So, but you don't have, in order to become a listener, you don't have to do all the training first. You can just do it as you please. So, and so, like I said, I had some conversations. It only, to get that initial active listening training, that took me, I went through it really fast. Because I kind of,
it's easy.
Yeah, it's not hard. So then they have a forum. I haven't really explored this, but they have like it's more like group stuff. And they kind of walk you through. It's a really well done site. They have a calendar where you can sign up for shifts. So they want me to sign up for a shift. So when I did it, I had to sign up for, they recommend that you do like 3 shifts that are 2 hours each. So I signed up for a shift every Sunday night, which and then I can add more when I'm available or whatever. And I don't think they like hold it to you. I don't know what they do.
Yeah. I think just during the initial training, they want to make sure that you know how to do it. So part of the training makes you sign up for certain days. I know I've been really bad. I'll be the first to admit. I do not follow the calendar that I had initially put in there. Obviously, for our group, I would be a lot more consistent and get on when I say I'm going to be on. But initially, I just like Emily filled in sometimes. But they don't come and say, hey, why aren't you on? It's just nice for people who do want to speak to you to be able to know, hey, Jenna's on every Tuesday. Okay, I'll go talk to her.
So what we're eventually probably going to have to do is find a way to get people on Living with MD to sign up for shifts and then communicate that calendar to the group so they know that when we're online. Or, steal maybe some of the ideas from here and start our own kind of thing on Skype for people that don't want to type. I don't know. We're kind of exploring, and that's why we brought people here tonight, because we kind of want to come up with some ideas. So we're trying to kind of come up with some new ideas of ways to kind of marry the two, because this site has a lot of stuff to offer, and it's pretty organized, but it's not perfect in the sense that, and we're going to kind of talk like the PowerPoint, which we're definitely going to go over for a little bit. But so yeah, and I'm trying to think if there's anything. So you have your calendar, you have your impact. So I can see how people liked me. So I got I have no idea what this means. I don't know what people are going through on the listener end. I guess they hit a button every time they like what you have to say.
Yeah, you can rate them or give them a thumbs up, thumbs down.
Right. And so if you piss them off, they can not give you so many hearts or whatever. I don't know. I think I made somebody mad because they started talking about all this shit and I couldn't keep up. And I was like, they were kind of, there are a lot of people on here and they're from all over the world and they're in all different time zones. And some people are just crazy, like crazy pants, needing more help than what the site offers. And so you can block people that you don't.
I've got to block people. I've got people that are raunchy you know, it does sometimes, unfortunately, go into a sexual kind of raunchy conversation. At that time, you know, the person, you can report the person if they're harassing you, or you don't want to talk to them, or you're just not comfortable talking to them. You can totally block them, or
Did they tell you to like give them a chance and not to just block everybody? So like they have, so that you, when you sign up with your profile, you write a little about you, and then you have like, they have all these groups and you can find NMD United in the groups. So I encourage you to click on NMD United and that'll put you on our page, I think. Right, Jenna?
just send me an email, and I will not approve it unless I know the screen name and I know for a fact that the person is a part of our association. So if you do the training, please let me know what your screen name is. That way, whenever you do sign up to join the group, I will approve it. Otherwise, I'm not going to know who you are, and I don't want to judge random people to be part of the group.
So like if you look at, so these are the people that are online right now and that are listeners, and they can, so a person that wants to be listened to, they can click and connect with any one of these people that are online. And I should be on there too. I'm sure I'm somewhere. Maybe not. I said no thanks, so probably not on there. At the bottom, see where it says 17 general requests? That's, if I click on that, that's basically saying I'll pick up somebody to listen to that just wants help from anyone out there. Does anyone have any questions so far?
No?
No? Okay. All right, well, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, but anyway, becoming a listener is cool. And you know, and I have not gone in as a person needing to be listened to, though. So I think I'm going to try to find a way to do that, just so I can see what it's like. Have you done it, Jenna?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to, like, sign up or anything. You just create a screen name and it will connect you to the first person. So.
Cool. Sorry, my boyfriend just fed me a bite of steak.
You're fine.
Uh-huh.
You're fine, don't worry about it.
So anyway, if you have questions, type them in the chat. I'm going to let you go and show your presentation, Jenna.
All right.
All right.
I'm going to share. Let's see, where you go? Share stream. Okay. Can you see the PowerPoint? Okay. Let's see. Sorry. Trying to get around.
I could see it fine.
You can see it?
Yeah, I can see it. Sorry, we're all muted, and I couldn't find my mute button, my unmute button.
Is it up right now?
No, I'm not seeing anything but your web, your internet window. I saw it initially in your email. You had it up.
I'm sorry, guys. I am not computer savvy. Bear with me for a second. Share. Okay.
There it is.
There we are. Okay. So, Emily kind of went through the basic stuff. So, the actual website for Sugar Hub City is a peer support outreach group. It's where people can connect for one-on-one counseling. It's technically not counseling because you now have to be trained or licensed as a therapist, and so the site refers to it as peer support. And so yeah, they said it's for peer support, emotional support, and listeners are those who are trained to respond to whoever is reaching out, seeking support. And so our group, NMD United, has partnered with them, partnered with Sugar Hub City, and we have our own designated group and our own designated little organization as a part of Seven Cups of Tea. And so we can recruit people to do the training to support others. And our goal is to eventually have a bunch of NMD members that are trained and on the site 24/7, prepared to answer questions or just provide one-on-one counseling or support to other members that are a part of the disabled community, but more specifically, the NMD community. So, as active listening is a set of communication skills that demonstrate empathy, compassion, understanding, and respect. It directs all the focus towards the speaker. So really, you're just there as a listener, and you are responding to them in ways that lets them know that you hear what they're saying and that you're there to support them. And Emily, do you want me to go through and read all this, or just do a quick run through of everything?
I mean, we've kind of talked a little bit about it, so I would just probably highlight, anything that we forgot to tell them, and just kind of quickly, go through it. We'll have this posted on the site, so that way, if people want to, haven't been to this training, they can read it. But let me see, out of this one, you guys pretty much get how it works, though, right? Do you have any questions about how it works or anything like that? You can type it in the chat. But because I showed you the calendar. Yeah, everybody's got it pretty much. So basically the key to this is, I don't know if you've noticed on Living with MD, but there's like a lot of people that seem to need like some one-on-one attention. Whether it could be casual or it could be really serious, but I feel like there's a lot of people on Living with MD that can't, they can't get to a therapist. It's expensive. It's not, it's just not, and then not only that, but a lot of therapists don't understand the plight of a person with a disability. So I think this is really beneficial to our community. And that's why I talked to Jenna, because we have some people that are trained, and that are LPCs like Jenna, but, I think that a lot of us have an interest in helping other people and listening. And I think this is a really good training for people that want to get some experience. Mm-hmm. And then at the same time, provide support that I think is really lacking in living with MD. So, yeah. And so we really wanted to be able to tie it together and have somebody that was in charge of this program, like Jenna, who has a background and who can work with our group and kind of facilitate it. So, do you have any comments regarding that?
No, I agree. I want to be there and not hurt to support you guys who are interested in the training and the active listening. I want to support whoever needs help through our group, whoever reaches out or seeks for help. So feel free to come to me, but at the same time, like Emily said, I can't do it all. So having the group come together and be a part of it is very essential in order to make this project successful.
What I did the other night is I put online that I was online. I was on 7 Cups of Tea, and then I linked to my profile. But I tried to see if someone could get to me, and I think they had to set up an account or something like that. I want to practice. I want to basically experiment with that and try to post myself on Living with MD and say, hey, look, I'm available if anyone wants to chat. I won't know if it's Jenna that's talking to me, because Jenna can change her screen name, I think, and just be somebody completely anonymous. So in a way, that's kind of good, right? Because then I won't know I'm talking to Jenna. I could just be talking to anybody. They'll know they're talking to me, but right. But I mean, I'm not going to be talking to them about my issues. I'm going to be listening. So it's not, it's kind of it's a protective space. But I do want to experiment with it. So if anybody's up for trying to talk to me, like if I log in as a listener and they want to try to get to me, I would really appreciate if somebody's up for maybe trying that out and seeing if it works.
For sure. But I mean, if not, I can do it too. But,
right. And so it is eventually, what I imagine is if we can get enough people, we can recruit enough people to listen, then every time you're doing it, then you can just let Living with MD know that you're online.
Yeah, so right now, I'll go to the cons. So right now, the 2 major issues with this website, and I know Jasmine brought it to my attention, which I appreciate, is the fact that the only way to speak with someone is through instant messaging. And so it is a typing-based service. And so obviously I have problems typing fast. And so that can be a concern for the listener to be able to type and respond at a appropriate fashion in this short period of time. Obviously, if you're working with someone who has a disability, they're going to understand that it may take you a few minutes to respond, but when you're talking to other people, they may not understand. Hey, I have a disability. I'm not trying to be rude and ignore you, but I may not be able to respond instantly. You know, it's totally up to you. At one time, I actually told someone, hey, I'm really slow at typing. I'm here listening. Please don't be offended if it takes me a minute or two to respond. And they were okay with that, but obviously, if you don't want to tell them, then, you know, don't worry about it. But Emily and I are brainstorming on ways to kind of eliminate that barrier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of envisioned initially before I heard about 7 Cups of doing something like 7 Cups, but doing it over Skype.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is, once again, you're not anonymous, and so there's good and bad to that. Some people, you know, may not want you to know it's them that are having these issues, and the chatting definitely prevents that. Because we're not strangers to one another, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I kind of pictured it more like on Skype, we'd have our name, and then underneath our name, we'd have some kind of like thing that we're an expert in. So like, you know, and then we'd be online for certain shifts, and people could go into chat and see who is online and who is expert, you know, an expert in what, and then they could contact us directly and talk to us about those issues. It wouldn't necessarily be like feelings. It would be more like, hey, can you tell me a little bit more about housing? Or, hey, can you tell me a little bit more about online dating if you're really, you know, or whatever the topic is. And so it would be a little bit more like constructive in a sense. But that's kind of what I envisioned. But then I saw 7 Cups of Tea, and I kind of thought that it was going to be similar to that idea. But now that I'm in there, I'm realizing it is chat based. So it's something that, you know, I think it's good for the training. I think it's got a lot of pros, but it also has some cons. So we're open to your feedback and your ideas concerning how we would maybe work, like maybe like get those 2 ideas together.
Definitely. Does anyone have any questions or concerns or thoughts?
Is everybody going to try to get to be an active listener? Are you going to try it? I'm not saying, yeah.
I know Jasmine's already signed up.
Jasmine, have you tried listening to anybody? Rachel, have you tried it yet? What did you think of the experience, Jasmine? She said she tried it, and she did try it a few times. Rachel says she has not tried it yet. The reason I'm reading the chat out loud is because when we record, I don't think it works. So, yeah, I think it's really cool they have it too, Rachel. She said she's never heard of it, and she thinks it's pretty cool. And I like it because I was actually chatting with people from India. It's kind of challenging and draining. Do you think it would be different, Jasmine, if it were just people from our group living with MD?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that it's challenging because it's typing, or is it just kind of challenging having people with a lot of emotional needs that are depending on you to help them? Do you mind explaining a little bit, if you don't mind?
Yeah, I understand.
For sure.
She said she's trying to respond with the right answer. I understand kind of if we're thinking the same thing. I found it very draining as well. It's very hard to not give advice, and that takes a lot of practice. And when people are in crisis, they tend to want to problem solve. And that's really not your job on the site, is that your job is really to just give that, like, listen, and let them know you're listening to them. And you have to, right, okay, so she says, yes, exactly. So, like, for instance, like, you have to be able to, affirm what they're feeling, use empathy. You have to be able to summarize what they're saying. And it's a skill. I mean, active listening is not easy. But I'm telling you, it does a good job of giving you practice.
And remember, it's not about necessarily saying the right thing. Because no one's going to be there and saying, oh, you didn't type the right answer. It's mostly about being there to provide support and to encourage the listener. And I think that if you speak from your heart and you're empathetic towards someone, that's what's really important. You're not there telling them what to do. And I think that the thing that the site wants to refrain people from doing is telling people what to do or giving them answers. So I think that as long as you remember that it's not your job to fix them, then it might be a little bit easier to just be sympathetic and answer the way you would if it was a friend talking to you.
Do you think we can close the PowerPoint right now and just bring up all the regular screen?
Sure.
Okay. I'll tell you a story. It was kind of an interesting. The first night I was listening online, or I was on there. This girl came on and she was really upset. She was having a lot of past regression, where she was remembering a time of her childhood where she was like 7 years old and she fooled around with this boy who was about her age, and they did a lot of inappropriate things as 7-year-olds. And then he was aggressive. He was the aggressor in the situation. And so that happened. And then according to her years later, whoa, what happened? Oh, Jenna, you shared your screen by accident again.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. So anyway, she was having all this regressive stuff going on. She's remembering all these things, and she was feeling really guilty about what happened to her. And she was having a hard time in her current relationship as an adult because she kept feeling so guilty for what had happened. And so it was like really intense, right? It's like, it wasn't she was molested by an older man. This happened with a kid her age. And so, and I've never had anything kind of like that happen. But I was like listening, and I was like trying to figure out how I was going to make her feel better. Like, how do I fix this, right? You can't fix this. You can't fix the past, right? And that's kind of what I said. I said, well, this happened in the past. And I said, you need to, I think, I tried not to give advice, but I said, do you feel like you need to forgive yourself? Or like, where are you able to forgive yourself, right? And she said, no. Or she said, I said, so you think it's your fault? And I was just trying to like kind of get an idea of what was going on with her. And then it was funny. And I said, well, a lot of children do this. A lot of children, like, they experiment as kids and they don't know. And this happens. And she was like, they do? And I said, yes, like this happens a lot, And I think so she felt, anyway, throughout the conversation, and I said, I think you need to, like if you were to write a letter to yourself as a 7-year-old, you know, if you were to write a letter to yourself right now, but you're talking to your 7-year-old self, like what would you say to your 7-year-old self? You know, and anyway, it got really intense. But I have a master's in counseling. I felt a little bit more confident to go deep and like work with her. But it was intense, you know, and I was hoping I was helping, but it was like the last thing I wanted to do is send her into a deeper spiral. But I also at the same time was really wishing that someone from Living with MD would come on, because I totally like I feel like I feel like I can understand what you guys go through so much differently than I can with like the regular population. So but yeah, I think it's really good for training. I mean, it's just I never this should be used in a lot of college programs, I think.
Yeah. I'm very surprised at how good the counseling tools are that they provide on the site. Some of the training that I've been going through just for fun, because I enjoy learning that type of stuff, is really spot on. So, you know, feel free to take advantage of what they have to offer you, because it's all free. There, Jasmine mentioned that she didn't realize they had that training stuff. And so I'm gonna really fast share the screen for 2 seconds and just show you.
Oh, I can do it. Oh, you want me to do it or you want to do it? Oh, I think you got it first. Okay, go for it.
Oh, sorry. So, let's see. Why is it moving? Alright, so Jasmine, if you, or Emily, are you already signed in?
Yeah.
Okay. So why don't you sign in and show her?
Okay, I'm signed in. And you want me to go to training?
Yeah, so once you sign in, they have all sorts of free stuff. And if you just say training, why don't you go ahead and hit anxiety or something?
I'll do breakup advice.
So it just pops up, and you can do it on your self-pace. You just go through it, and if you decide, this isn't like interesting, you can just.
So, and then they have questions, right? Yeah, like which of the ways the best way you can express your feelings after you read, you know, and then you go through and you click through it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't go to the next one until I answer.
Right.
So, cry, journal about your feelings, share your feelings with a close supportive friend. All of the above, and then it turns it green when you get it right. And then the first step to getting through a breakup is to blank the feelings that come with the breakup. Ignore, acknowledge, hide, exaggerate. What do you guys think?
I'd say acknowledge.
Acknowledge, right? Obviously, right? Yeah. Rachel's like B. Okay, so yeah, here we go. Next. So
you go through and read what's on there, then they'll also tell you the answer. And they also give you some exercises.
That's pretty cool. That's good, actually. This is a really good exercise.
It's very helpful.
And then they have videos you can watch.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
So I definitely advise in your free time check out some extra trainings, or even just for your own knowledge. I find them very,
well, and also, I had a guy that broke up with his girlfriend, and it was funny because my first thing was, my instinct was to tell him to just acknowledge what he was going through. You know what I mean? Like, you're okay in feeling this way. Like, you're okay with being this sad, you know? And then, but this is really, this good. Like, walked past the store where my ex works. Automatic thought, I'll never get over him. Emotion, hopeless. Alternate thought, I'm sad now, but I've been through bad situations before. So I could have given him this chart
exactly
to go through. So that's really good.
Yeah, so there's a lot of really awesome tools on there. And so, Jasmine, I know that you said it was a little bit stressful, overwhelming, right? You can absolutely feel that way. But if there's ever anything that you want to learn more about, then definitely explore all of these options. And they give you handouts and different things or little activities that you can use for people or your friends or yourself.
Right. Where's those stamps? Hold on. Sorry, my boyfriend has a question about stamps. I don't know, Dan. No. I think they're right here. They're right here. They're by the cup. Sorry. So, does anyone have any questions about the trainings? Any more questions about if you're going to become a listener or not?
Right.
And remember, you can always Facebook me or email me if you have questions or if you talk to someone and they kind of upset you or you didn't know how to handle a situation. I'm more than happy to kind of brainstorm with you and just, bounce ideas off of each other. I'll be there to support you however I can.
I think what we should all do, or maybe commit to do, at least is if you're interested in trying it, is go through the training. And Lauren's nodding her eyes yes. Go through the training, and then get online and post your profile to Living with MD, and we'll see if we can get some people, to come on and chat with us for fun, just to experiment and see if it works.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe once people get used to it and understand how it works, then we can actually, start doing more recruiting and stuff like that. Because, I mean, we're just kind of a small little group right now, but hopefully it'll grow.
We have 7 people signed up so far, myself and Emily included.
Hey, how do I get to the Living with MD page, do you know?
That is a very good. So go to organizations. Is there a button that says like partners or
partner organizations? Okay.
And then scroll down and there we are.
NMD United.
Uh-huh.
So this is what's confusing, is this right here.
That is what I'm trying to figure out. That is what I sent the email about and what I was freaking out about.
Yeah, these should be our people, not...
That should be specifically our people. And those are not any of our people. So hopefully within the next few weeks that will be figured out. And when we refer people to the NMD United site page, they'll be able to directly connect to our listeners. But for right now, that's kind of confusing, and I apologize. I did not realize that until last week. But hopefully someone can take care of that.
And yeah, it links to our webpage, which is nice. No, it doesn't. Uh-oh.
Can I be found with you?
That's a problem. So we have some kinks to work out for sure. But I mean, like I said, it's got a lot of pros. It's got some cons and things to work out, but you know, I think it'll get straightened out. So I'm gonna post really quick before we leave tonight. I'm gonna post a Hangout feedback form, and I hope you write nice stuff. Go away, phone. All right, sorry. So anyway, in the chat, is all of our is the feedback form, and so if you wouldn't mind filling it out, I'd really appreciate it. Just to let you know, give us some feedback on the hangout tonight and stuff like that. And like I said, if you do sign up for the sites, let Jenna know what your screen name is so she can approve you as an NMD United person. And then, you know, just keep in touch with us and let us know when you're online, and we'll try to promote you. We'll try to get, you know, whatever we can.
Definitely. I appreciate you being patient. I apologize for not knowing how to do some of the technical stuff. But I thank you for being here and for showing an interest. Or Jasmine, thank you for already doing the training, and Rachel and Lauren. I hope hopefully y'all can do it and that y'all will like it. And if you have questions or anything, just let me know.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Have a great night, guys.
Good night, everybody.